happy 2026.
Yeah, happy
Yeah.
2026.
We're finally here. And before we start this podcast today, I want to talk about something that just happened today.
Today?
Right now, like 5 minutes before we walked in, this lady who is a Brazilian lady and she works in the same floor. She came to me. We were at the door and she goes, "Are you Brazilian?" And I said, "Yes." "Is it written on my forehead? How do you know?" And she said, "I've been following you guys because we have friends in common. I saw someone posting your podcast, and then I saw that it was done here at this building. And she works here. She has actually a tailor shop, Michelle,
Whoa.
luxury Brazilian tailor shop." And she said the most beautiful things to me. It's crazy. I almost cried.
Well,
I'm serious.
I was wondering what was going on because I can't speak Portuguese.
It's
so-
funny because sometimes when I'm talking in Portuguese, either with my family or friends, and you have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah, I sometimes can pick up a few words, but I
Yeah.
can't link it together yet. So
Going back to Michelle, we hugged at least 3 times because
that's
she
all.
was just, she was so sweet. She was so nice. She told me like things like, "You podcast has inspiring people, and it's great to see you evolving and growing, and it's great to see Brazilian representation.
yeah.
And it's not easy being an immigrant in this country, and a lot of people, they just give up. They just go back home because here we have no family sometimes. We are away from our hometowns, and there's nowhere to go. There's no escape, and we have to fight. We have to survive. We have to adapt to a different culture, a different language, and we're still here thriving." And she was just very positive and saying amazing things, and she told us to keep continuing to inspire people and bringing joy.
That's so
to
nice.
others. Yes.
You know, it's funny because sometimes, people will say, "Why did you start a podcast?" And then we're like, that's a good question. It's kind of hard to answer. I think we wanted to push ourselves.
True.
You wanted to push your abilities after I had the opportunity to do a podcast initially, and I knew you could do it. And but also, I think we realized that there's such a vacancy for inspiration for people who may be similar to us or maybe different but have similar experiences. And yeah, we've had multiple Brazilians. We've had multiple immigrants in general.
I think we had more immigrants here in this podcast than Americans.
Yeah, and that was kind of our goal too. Like we wanted
Diversity.
to have different voices, highlighted, and yeah, it's amazing. We'll be getting food somewhere, and someone will say, "Oh, I've seen your podcast." And
Yes.
I even forget that we have a podcast. But
Yeah. We go on a hiatus from time to time,
Yeah.
and then we come back. Like we're coming back now. And, we often forget how impactful is our podcast because our podcast is started in our bedroom and we're talking to ourselves.
and it's still evolving. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still something that we're using as like a catalyst to be more comfortable on camera and be more comfortable talking into a microphone and seeing ourselves in this capacity. You learn how to edit through starting the podcast.
Yeah.
All these things that we've been pushing ourselves to do started right here.
And we keep, improving our skills, being better people, and meeting new people as well.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a good 2026.
Yeah, what are your goals for this year?
Oh my gosh,
what are
that's-
you most excited for this year?
I mean, we talked about how I would love to learn an instrument this year. I'd love for
Yes.
you to join me in that endeavor. I hope that we can expand education-wise. I'm not in school now, but I do have a yearning to go back to school to do something. I don't know, keep learning. You want to do the same. So
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I just started school.
you did just start
I
school.
did.
Well,
Can you believe?
Well, you've been in school in the past. We've already talked about that. You were in law
Took a break.
school in
Yeah.
Brazil, and you came to the U.S. and you took classes here as well, and then took a break because school is complex. It's not for everybody,
No.
and it's not like a direct route to financial freedom or a job anymore. But we value education. We like to learn.
Yeah.
So
And the great thing is, it's never too late to learn anything.
yes.
And the good thing is we have technology, so you can go online, learn things
Mhm.
from your computer. You don't have to go to an in-person class to learn
Yes.
things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we advance in so many things, and I feel like school is more accessible now if that's your goal.
Yep.
Obviously, we know that a lot of careers don't require a degree. Many careers don't require a degree, but you know, you can start over. You can start school if you want, if that's what you want to do.
I talked previously about law school. That would be amazing. I would love
you
to get my
imagine?
MBA so I could learn how to run a business from a more official standpoint. I would love to go to pharmacy school. I mean, that would be incredible too. So
There's so many things. There's so many things you can do. It's
yeah, I
overwhelming.
mean,
You can start a podcast.
all it takes is money.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially in capitalist society.
And I definitely would like to lean more into photography and videography. As people may know, we've been posting a lot more photos and
know.
videos lately, where over the last year we've been fortunate enough to work with some of our favorite photographers and videographers to not only collaborate with them, but get to learn from them
Absolutely.
and how they
Use the camera. We got ourselves cameras as well, and now
Right.
we are using them after a long time of like just not even trying it. Now we bring our cameras everywhere, even to hikes.
I would love to see lots of live music if we can. We did that
Yeah.
this past year
Yeah, it
and
was
want to
super fun.
continue that. So what about you? What are your 2026 goals?
Well, first I want to talk about our engagement. We got engaged.
Well, okay. We'll turn to that. We'll
I
talk
know,
about that first. You asked
yeah.
me what
Give me
my
some
goals
time.
were,
Yeah.
and then I asked you, but now you
Mm.
want to switch it to
Yeah.
cool. Okay, engagement. Let's go there.
Let's go to our engagement. So we got engaged.
We got engaged.
How did that happen?
Well,
Why did you decide to ask for...
well, we've been, I mean, best friends for years.
True.
And we have gone through a lot together.
That's true.
And I never thought marriage was really that important to me. I come from a long family history of divorce. And so I thought we would just like, you know, we would be coexisting partners that would share bank accounts and put, you know, all of those financial and legal sort of protections in place to where we could look married, but it would be on paper, and then we could just still be our separate individuals. So we wouldn't feel that sort of like what I looked at as like bondage, if you know, from my family history. Again, it's this chains were attached to you when you got married. As time has progressed and we just realized, I mean, at least I realized and had this discussion with you that we're getting older. You know, if something were to happen to one of us, the last thing I need to be worried about is like, do I have the right PDF on my phone to like access you in the hospital or be able to get in touch with you or vice versa?
Yeah.
And so it's more like
Protection.
yeah, and it seems like the responsible thing to do. I mean, I look at our relationship as a friendship, and then the romantic and all of that extra is like
part of it.
is what has really, you know, obviously brought us to be together this long. But foundationally, even if something were to happen to us in our relationship, I think we'll always be friends. We'd always look out for each other. And so I was like, why not get married to your best friend?
It's funny because a lot of people said, "Oh, I thought you guys were married already."
That's great. I mean, that's a great, flattering, comment. Yeah, I mean, we do spend
24/7
together, which is codependent and toxic probably for most people, but it works for us. So I mean that we finish each other's sentences. We know all of ourselves, the ins and outs. So I mean, it seemed like the most logical next thing to do. And then I was like, well, like let's try to make it a fun sort of event, right? Let's get engaged and
make it special.
Make it special for us, so we'll always remember it. And because we had worked with all these photographers and videographers the past year, I felt inspired to try and, you know, put something together. And it was the holiday season. We both love Home Alone. We love New York City. We wanted to try and make it as over the top as possible. So that's what I did. I tried to make it as over the top as possible.
It was super fun. It was also my birthday, so I didn't suspect of what was going on because my birthday is already a celebration, special time. So we're staying in New York City, holidays, and you know, I thought it was just a celebration, right? My 30th birthday, and that's what we're doing. And then you surprised me with the rings, and I had no other choice other than say yes.
I mean, no other choice. I mean, no other choice.
Compelled.
Yeah, and I think two, what's funny is I had all these ideas of like what I wanted to create, but I had no idea like what it was going to look like at the end, which
Yeah.
is usually how we kind of go into things. Like we're like,
Yeah.
let's just have the general concept of what we want, and then we'll see what the product is, and then we'll see what we can do with the product. And so then you came behind the whole production to put together the
wish list,
the 10
the
days
Christmas
of
wish
wishes.
list.
Yeah, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you got 10 days out of those photos, but you did.
Hey, there were many things that we did in those 3 days that I felt like they were things that at some point of my life, I dream about it, right?
Yeah.
Growing up in Brazil, I never thought that going to New York City was a possibility. I saw friends of mine going to Disney, Orlando, and I thought it was so far-fetched. I thought it was so impossible. I thought that maybe I will go to Florida if I'm lucky. Like if I'm already an adult, already have a career, and it's going to be very expensive, and that's it. And I just never thought it was possible growing up. And so even like the first wish, which was to travel to New York City on Christmas time, it's a dream. It's a dream come true. It's something that it's a privilege, right? Especially for Brazilians to go to New York City in such a special date because very expensive and very special. So, all those wishes, they were like true to a certain extent, and things that we did in those days, and that made me just feel the happiest man on earth.
Wow. Lay on the cheese.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm doing good then. Yeah, no, I mean, I think that the whole engagement was a series of wishes that came true over years, right? Like we initially gave ourselves like promise rings that were kind of cutesy, a little basic, but at the time when we purchased them, they were a big purchase, and it was like, oh my gosh, I never thought I could buy a ring this expensive or do something this fancy. And then years later, that allows us to say, well, what else can we do? What can be the bigger dream or the next dream? And, we've been to New York City before together, which is always like, it feels like a huge accomplishment because we have a lot of fun. It feels like a dream being there every time we visit. But to go in the holiday season when it's like chaos, very expensive, very difficult to navigate. But we were like, hey, let's just make it happen. And it all came to be. You can make your dreams come true if you just give yourself some time, the right person to help you fulfill them. I tell this to people all the time. I'm not like someone who likes to give dating advice. I don't definitely have a good dating history, but what has worked for us is the fact that the majority of our dreams that we have are not independent dreams. Like we dream together, we make goals and want to accomplish things together. But that's also because we're so similar.
True.
Like when I'm like, hey, I think we should take photography classes or, focus on photography. You're like, yeah, let's do it. I'm also interested. Or, hey, I bought us a couple ukuleles. Let's learn how to play the ukulele. You are willing to jump on board and have fun with it. Whereas I think, it's finding that person who's going to be on the same wavelength. I think we're on the same wavelength, so it just makes it a little easier.
We're very compatible.
Right.
Did you get the reference?
I did.
I did. We're thinking about to start a new series, maybe, in this podcast.
Another one.
It's not enough. Yeah, we might review, is that a word? Comment, analyze.
Yeah, we're thinking about
discussing gay movies or TV series.
Yeah, anything
that
that's
are important, relevant to pop culture. And we were thinking to start with Heated Rivalry. If you haven't heard of it, probably not.
Probably not,
yeah,
right?
No.
No one's heard of Heated Rivalry. No.
So we'll start. What did they say with the soft launch with Heated Rivalry?
Soft launch.
But speaking of soft launch,
I
want to talk about our launch of our OnlyFans.
Oh,
it finally happened.
We launched an OnlyFans.
We did. Is it a crime?
Probably. Probably to some people out there. Well, I had an OnlyFans before.
Same.
I had an OnlyFans in 2020, and I had it for like a year, and then I kind of stopped. It was like, obviously, it went through like a very popular phase in the pandemic. And it was just another social media. It became another social media that I couldn't keep track of, and also it's hard to have multiple facets of social media to feed, right? You have to put pictures there. You have to put pictures on your Instagram, pictures and
It's work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we wanted to try to do these photo shoots and video shoots over the last year to see if we collected material that we liked, and then we were going to see what we could do with it.
We're gonna see what we could do with it.
You know, it wasn't really like, let's go into this starting an OnlyFans. It was more like, let's go into this with the idea that we've always been inspired by certain references that we've brought up throughout the photo shoots or video shoots. And, then we see things like heated rivalry or queer content in movies and films where they're like showing your ass and like basically nude, softcore porn basically. So we're like, well, if they can do it, I think we could do it.
And we're gay.
And we're definitely that. So we made a lot of content over the last year. We like all of it. And so we wanted to find a place to put it. And you can't put it on Instagram.
You cannot put it on Instagram. If you put it on Instagram, they delete your account. So
for sure.
We found a place, and we treat our OnlyFans more like a Patreon.
I would definitely say that.
We get to post things that we're not able to post on our accounts on Instagram, and get to post more intimate.
Yeah, it's more intimate. It's definitely not hardcore. There's no X-rated. It's barely rated R. So,
if you're interested,
but people are. I can cut that out, but there.
It's there.
It's only there because you're buying it. So if you weren't buying it, we wouldn't have one.
Thank you, subscriber. It's because of you that we do those things.
We give the people what they want. Now, it's not for everybody. Again,
it's not for everybody.
This is that's the thing with OnlyFans, and I think that's the thing with branding or whatever you're gonna do. Like, are you trying to make it for everyone, or are you trying to make it for a specific audience? And we're really making it for ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
but we do want to share with the people that we feel that are valuable followers. But I remember Reno Gold came here and he said people are always going to complain. If you take one dick up your ass, people are going to complain that you didn't take two. So either way, there's a complaint.
And I mean, hey, I'm a doctor. All I do is listen to complaints all day. So you've got the right person. So, and that's the other thing, right, is it's kind of taboo for a healthcare provider. But there's actually many of us. You just maybe don't see it on our LinkedIn.
Oh, really?
Yes, there are many of us on the OnlyFans displaying a variety of
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Content. Come on.
I mean, everyone's going to complain about something. Here's the deal. I've gotten to this point, and I think this has really been like the last 5 years, where I just want to do all the things that I want to do.
Hey, why not?
And I, worked at a strip club, and I haven't danced yet. That's on the list. It's going to happen.
Oh, maybe we'll do it this year.
Maybe. But, I want to I'm a human. I get to live here in this body this one time. So if I want to have an OnlyFans, I'm going to do it. If I want to work at a strip club, I'm going to do it. If I want to go to pharmacy school, I'm going to do it.
You can do anything you want.
Well, I mean, you can or you can't. I mean, it depends on who you are and what you want your life to look like. I lived by these rules, and they've got me to this place. So I'm just going to keep living by these rules as they keep working out for me. So,
speaking of working in a strip club, do you remember the last time we got drunk?
That's a random question, but no, I couldn't tell you.
Well, because we're talking about goals here, and I think definitely, I mean, I hear a lot of
drunk. You want your goals to get drunk this year?
No. We hear a lot of people with goals of dry January or not drink. We hear people saying that they want to just drink less. Mm-hmm. And I can remember the last time we had a drink. I can remember the last time that we got drunk.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this recently. I think alcohol is a really fun social bonding habit, and there are certain conversations, there's certain group settings that I think you should be drunk for. Like the holidays, you should be blacked out.
Really?
It's the best way to deal with your family, right?
Well, there's a lot of drama involved.
Right. Well, that's just going to make
crying and
but
fights.
Then when you drink, then you can blame it on the alcohol, right? You can have the drama and you say, oh, we were just drunk. But if you're sober and you have the argument, then you were just sober. So no, I don't encourage drinking at all for whatever reason, but I do understand the like joy and euphoria you get from it. It can be, it can really uplift a social situation. The problem is like the days later when you don't feel great. And so that's the only reason I don't drink, is because the days later, if I had the euphoria, phenomenon all the time, I would be hitting the bottle, but I don't feel that.
Yeah.
But I do love some weed, which we haven't stopped smoking weed since we met. So if someone was like, I'm going to cut down, because it's been, I haven't never cut down.
Well, we tried before. We did before spend time away from marijuana.
We did.
And
we went through a phase where, because I'm always going through a phase.
There's always phases.
The phase was, I wanted to get this particular job. I had at the time already like 6 jobs. This was in the pandemic. And the job was the only job who required me to do a drug test. I was like, oh, I haven't had to take a drug test in a long time. And so I was like, I want to pass a drug test. This is my goal. So I bought this stuff online where you take like 17 pills in a day.
And I did the same thing.
You did too.
I joined you with your cleanse.
And then we did the cleanse for like 3 weeks.
It was about a month.
About a month. And then I never went for the job. I just think I stuck around for the idea of stopping. I was so fixated on like this 3-week plan of clearing my urine.
It was fun.
It became
I felt clean.
More important than the job. It was actually for CVS Health, but I didn't.
Sorry, CVS. You lost.
Thank goodness. Yeah, they were starting a telemedicine division, and I think they even closed it already.
I think you gave up the job and you would continue with the cleanse because we were just into the detox.
We were really into the detox part.
Yeah.
And then we got stoned again, and I got too stoned.
Yeah. When you take a break and you start smoking again, same amount as you were smoking before, you can get a little too stoned.
What happens when you get too stoned? I can tell you what happens when I get too stoned. When I get too stoned, my inner monologue takes over, which is already going 24/7. But it goes like haywire, and then I start spiraling, usually fixated on some sort of geopolitical catastrophe.
Yeah, something that's that day.
Yeah, so I just spiral to I end up in the fetal position on the floor, nauseous. Sometimes vomiting will occur.
Yeah,
this has happened probably 3 times last year, and it happened the most the beginning of last year.
Yeah,
if I transition from like joint to pipe to bong, my brain gets.
I think this is the main reason why people don't like weed. They
do too much.
Don't try it. Yeah, they do it too much at first, or they're doing too much. You have to do just a little bit, microdose.
It's very
easy.
Get used to.
It's very easy to just
take too much.
And it's completely different from drinking, right? I feel like drinking makes you more numb, more like silly,
less inhibitions, whereas weed makes you more inhibitions.
You're like more cautious.
Or you're dumb. You either get really dumb or you start thinking really fast.
Yeah.
So I start thinking really fast, and then I get really dumb about my thoughts because they're too frantic. But I like it. I feel like it. I mean, we talked about it before. I feel like it makes me
creative, open-minded.
Yeah, and even in those like spiraling moments, it makes me after the fact like analyze like, hey, you're clearly upset. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's have and this is what my inner monologue continues as I try to go through like, why did you act that way when you got too stoned?
You know, it makes you think differently, right? It opens a tab in your brain, and it's great for sex.
Oh wow, that's the best part. Ooh. That is the part where and I work in the sexual health space, so I have some patients who already know cannabis is a igniter for the libido and for sensations during sex, but I can't really like recommend cannabis or THC or even CBD to patients because it just feels like there's not a lot of clinical if there's not a lot of clinical evidence, I won't say anything, but I can only say from personal experience and like the fact that these things aren't clinically evaluated enough. But it's not for everybody. It's a plant. It's a plant, but it's for everyone in California. It's at least legal here.
Legal. California, Colorado, and many other states.
Yeah, not in Florida though.
If you have the medical card, like I do.
Like you do.
I'm such a good boy.
You are. You follow the law. Follow the rules.
I follow the law.
Mm-hmm.
For the most
part. So what are your goals for 2026? Can we get back to that?
My biggest goal for this year is to become an American citizen.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to happen. We just don't know yet, but it's on the books.
Well, it's literally cooking.
It's cooking. It's
You already
cooking
did
while
all
we-
your
yeah.
appointments.
Everything's done. I did everything that I had to do, and now I'm just waiting for the time to come and
for you to lip sync for your life.
literally, yes.
Interesting. You know, we just had guests on here who recently became a U.S. citizen. This has been such an interesting experience coming from a U.S. citizen to
Yeah.
watch you through the process. I had no idea.
It's a long process. If when I look back, it's been 10 years since I moved here.
I don't think that people understand like citizenship in general. I mean, I only started really understanding it obviously because of your experience, but also like learning what it would be like for me to move to another country too. Like I never even investigated this process. I don't think most Americans investigate moving to other countries. I think they probably do more so now than ever, but
True.
I think it's like a new concept and just
Mhm.
realizing how insane the process is even for U.S. citizens to move to other countries. But yeah, your experience has definitely been
Long,
difficult.
but it is for everyone. But like you said, United States is the place where people want to move to everywhere. In Europe, in Brazil, South America, Asia, people want to come here, right? It's never, I guess Americans, they want to live outside of America. Some Americans maybe in Paris. It's always like this stereotype, right? It's always like Europe, but very stereotype. But I guess people from outside always have stereotypes of here as well, because you think America is just LA and New York.
Right.
And not really, when you go to like the rural communities in America, it's sometimes it's more poor than many communities in Brazil. So there's so much inequality in America too. There's so many homeless people. There's so many problems in this country that we often forget how privileged we are in general.
Yeah, it's been definitely interesting to watch. So that's definitely going to happen for you this year. What else is on your list?
What else is on my list? I want to move to New York City.
Oh, are we moving to New York City now?
We are moving to New York City.
Okay.
And we are going to shoot this podcast in Melrose, New York City.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. We did
Yeah.
talk about this. I'm all for it. If we can find a place and navigate that process. I mean, we moved here. We did it
Moved
here.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Just for a little bit. Nah,
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. I'm not sure if
See.
I can handle the cold.
Yeah.
I'm Brazilian.
Yeah,
Maybe
you just-
for 3 days, like a trip, but I don't think I can live in the snow.
Okay. So you're going to become a citizen. You're going to move to New York City. What else are you going to do? Anything else?
Post the rest of the podcast episodes on YouTube because
Good one.
there are, I think, 15 episodes that haven't been released yet. So if you've seen a guest, if you've seen a reel with a guest that we haven't posted yet, it's still coming. Don't worry. They're on your way.
Yeah.
Right?
We've overextended ourselves.
We overextended ourselves.
That's
But now
okay.
we're back.
The thing is we're between Florida and we're between Maui and we're between LA and
Yeah.
we shoot the podcast here at one studio. We shoot another podcast here at a different studio. We have all these different guests coming in. You do the editing, I do the scheduling, and we do our best. So the thing we wanted to do while we were in LA is we wanted to make a lot of content. We wanted
True.
to produce as much as we could, and then we were going to figure out what to do with it. So I think both of our final goals is to just get through all the
Get
content.
through all the content.
Get through all the content that we
Yeah.
made, post it on our OnlyFans, post it on our Instagram, post it on our YouTube,
TikTok's coming along too.
and try to just keep going forward.
Keep going forward and keep making more content.
Yeah, and having fun. I mean,
having
this is
fun.
really the whole point. To have fun.
Yeah, and we get to do it together, and we get to share our memories and our silly things with you, and this
And
is
people,
the best part.
it makes a difference. People come
It
up to you
does.
and they say, "I'm from Brazil, and this matters to me," or people
It's
come
crazy.
up to us and say, "I'm from Florida, and this matters to me," or "I'm gay, and this matters to me." I'm a medical student, and your stories matter to me. I am an immigrant, and your stories matter to me. So hopefully, our stories keep mattering. I think they will. I think everyone's stories matter. So
Every story matters, and if you have any recommendation, tips, or suggestions for our channel,
wow,
let us know.
yeah, because
Right?
we're really good at responding to comments, and we definitely take your feedback. But we always will.
We might.
We might.
Well,
Well, we'll see what
We'll
this New Year holds for us.
Yeah.
We hope that you enjoy it. You stick around with us, and
Stay tuned for
Stay tuned.
more us.
more us in 2026.
Bye.
Bye.